Oh, hey there. What's going on, party people? It's Saturday, and I just wanted to come on really quickly just to talk, see who is here. Um, I have been on phone calls today and throughout sometime last week, and I just want to share some insights that I've been getting about people who been calling to talk to me about preparing for the hand exam prep program. And I'd love to hear your questions. If you have questions about how to prepare, what to do, let me know. Send me, if you're on Instagram, definitely send me a message. You can say hi. You can ask me right here if you'd like. If you're on Facebook, you can also send me messages. This is on both platforms and on YouTube as well. So send me some questions about, what your concerns are when it comes to studying. And the more specific you can get, the better I can come on and answer them for you and be able to help you. Now, some of the topics I've been talking about lately are from questions that people have been sending to me over time. So, definitely let me know. Feel free to send me a message if you are thinking about studying. If you are studying and you're kind of just stuck, let me know so I can clarify essentially what you could do, but also potentially like how the hand exam prep program can really help speed up your process. Today I want to just come on and talk to you about like the three main reasons people don't take the exam, the hand exam, even though it's a career goal. And I want to be someone who helps to encourage you, because I just felt like when I was going through it, when I was sitting, I always knew coming out of OT school that I wanted to become a certified hand therapist. It was definitely a goal of mine. And I talked to a lot of people who say that it's their goal as well. But something along the way kind of like kicks you in the ass and like somehow deters you from your goal. And, that's just real life. Let's just face it. Like I came out of school and I thought I would go, my dream was to go straight into hands, and it wasn't the case. I actually went into, skilled nursing and into acute care. And along the way, I was, I thought maybe I didn't need it. Maybe I didn't need to sit for the CHT exam because, I just kept hearing these kind of messages like it's too hard. There's so many people who fail, but there's so many people who pass too. There's so many people who pass. And so I just want to point these out to you that it hasn't been that different from when I was in school. Like when I came out of school and I was starting to, get into hand therapy. So here are the top three main reasons I've noticed that people don't take the exam, even when it's a career goal of theirs. And it was definitely something that I heard or felt as well. And it sort of leaves you feeling like you're not enough, like you're not enough. You feel unfulfilled at some point. Like you might have a great job, you might be doing the things you love, which kudos, that's a bonus, right? That's why we're doing what we're doing. So we want to love what we do. But if you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling bored, you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're not quote unquote making the money, or you're not moving up in your career, and it's because you're not sitting or doing the most uncomfortable thing right now, which is to sit and prepare and like make that commitment, right? And here are the three reasons that I've noticed that people don't take the exam. One is that they've taken other people's stories about it that is too hard, right? Two is the fear of failure, and three is the fear of judgment. So let's just talk about that for a second, because I want to talk about things that people don't really want to talk about. Why? Because I don't know, it's always been like this personality thing of mine. Like I always end up saying the things that people are thinking about, but nobody wants to say. But let's just put it out there on the table. A lot of people have been saying that it's hard and that is a deterrent, right? For whatever reason, I heard it all before I became a CHT, and I hear it now. And people are deterred from going into hand therapy, saying it's hard. It is not easy. Anything where you are looking to become better, right? To level up, it's hard. It's not easy. Imagine when you went into OT school from grad school into OT school. Wasn't that quote unquote hard? Didn't you do it? It was a decision you made. Didn't you do it? And yes, it was quote unquote difficult, but it was very doable. You got through it. And this too is an uncomfortable stage in your path, in your journey to become an expert, to become a certified hand therapist. So it's not so much that it's hard, that nobody can do it. A lot of people do it. I've done it, and I think that if I can do it, you can do it too. And it just takes a certain commitment on your part to sit and say, I want this in my career. I don't want to feel burnt out. I don't want to feel like I don't know what I'm doing with my patients. I don't want to feel like the doctors who refer certain types of surgical cases or complex cases are bypassing me to give it to a certified hand therapist. So if you want it, then you have to take it, right? So try not to take other people's stories when they tell you that it's hard. It was hard for them, and it can be challenging for you, but it doesn't need to be so hard that you give up. And it's totally possible. Don't take other people's stories as your own. If they feel limited, they're going to tell you their limitations. And if you take that as your own, then you too will be limited. You know, I had a supervisor a long time ago, and he wanted to be a certified hand therapist. You know, he wanted to be a certified hand therapist, and my battery's running low. He wanted to be a certified hand therapist. He took the exam, didn't pass, but then gave up and never sat for it again. And you know, because when I went to work with him, I told him I want to be a certified hand therapist. In a way, it was very discouraging for me because he didn't do it himself. So how could he encourage me to do it, right? So you know, be careful who you're asking, because if they haven't yet done it, or they don't have the perspective that you're looking for, then they might not. They're giving you their limitations, and maybe it's not yours. I'm just saying, maybe create your own story instead of using other people's story, right? Number 2 is fear of failure. Here's the thing. If you have never failed anything in your life, you're going to be afraid that this is the one thing that's going to make you a failure. But you're not a failure. You're not a failure if you try. You are, however, never going to do anything if you don't try, right? So we've got 2 pockets of people in this fear of failure, where you feel like you never failed a major exam before, and God forbid you do it this time, right? Well, what do you need to do to prepare so that you can increase your chances, right? If you've been talking to people who you know, have failed in the past and give up, then that's going to scare you in a certain way. If you talk to people who've never failed it and they're like, oh, I'll pass it this, you know, on the first time, then it's going to creep in. And the creeping in is that third fear of judgment, right? But you have 2 pockets: fear of failure. You've never failed anything and you're afraid to fail now. You have failed the CHT exam in the past and you're afraid to do it again because the first time it hurt you so bad, right? It's almost like saying, I don't know if I want to date because what if they break my heart, right? What if they break my heart? Well, I'm so afraid of getting my heart broken that I don't even want to date. Well, you're not going to have what you want, which is companionship, a spouse, a partner, you know, that kind of stuff. The other thing of that fear of failure is, I went out with someone, dude broke my heart, now I'm crushed. Now, because he hurt me, I don't know if I can trust someone else again, right? But if you don't give someone else, that next person didn't do that to you. So why are you holding it against them? And then so you're going to hold out on experiencing certain things because someone else had hurt you in the past. That's the same idea with not taking the exam because you're afraid to fail. The faster you fail, the faster you will see success. That's all. If you don't try and you wanted to do it, then you're failing by the sheer decision or lack of decision to try, right? Either way, you're not giving yourself a chance. So if you start feeling like you're not enough, if you're feeling unfulfilled, if you're feeling bored and stuck, that could be why. So how do we break out of it? Well, breaking out of that fear of failure might require asking for help, might require joining a program that's going to help break that cycle for you so that you can increase your chances. If you've been studying and you're putting it off, studying and putting it off, and you can't get through it and you keep putting it off one more year, ask yourself, is it because you're afraid to fail? And if it is, then maybe you need to bite the bullet and join a program like the hand exam prep program, where you're getting accountability, you're getting structure, you're getting focus, and you're getting that support. Maybe that's a thing that you need in order to propel you to, get that little kick in the ass that you need to get going, so that you can put a stand in the line that says, I want to become a certified this year. Right? I want to be a certified this year, and stop relying on someone else to pull you along. If you're waiting for some magic group, a friend, a coworker, to help you, take you to the next level, it's not their responsibility. If they can't do it themselves, how are they going to then do it themselves and then take you with them? So it's worth exploring whether a program like the hand exam prep program can help you to move towards that goal and work towards achieving and studying for the exam to give you a possibility of success. Give yourself a possibility of success, right? So that's 2, the fear of failure. The third reason why people don't take the exam is fear of judgment. And the majority of us live in fear of judgment for almost everything. What would they think if you take the exam and then you pass? Then you don't belong anymore to the group. I totally had that. Like when I left acute care to go into outpatient, oh, you're like gonna be one of those people, huh? You're leaving us. And so, if you've kind of created this tribe, and then now you're stepping out to do something else that's going to improve yourself, you're now kind of sort of leaving people behind, even though you're not really, but they might feel that way, and there's going to be side comments. So we have this fear of judgment and be like, oh no, I'm still one of you, I still can hang. But you might not be able to hang the way you were hanging, because you need to do the next thing that you need to do to level up and get to where you want to go, right? There's also the fear of failure of like, if I fail, what will they think of me? They will think I'm stupid. They will think I don't know my stuff. And there's just a lot of stories that you're telling yourself, but you're not even giving yourself a chance, right? Give yourself a chance to hit your career goal if you want to become a certified hand therapist. If you want to become a certified hand therapist, there's 3 reasons why you won't take the exam, and you've got to have a certain self-awareness of figuring out what it is. So as soon as you can figure it out, you can move on, right? Are you taking other people's story? That's too hard. You buying into someone else's story instead of buying into yourself, then that's the thing that's going to stop you. If you're afraid to fail, know that the faster you fail, the faster you'll be successful, right? If you don't do anything, that in itself is a failure due to inaction. And inaction is a decision that you've made. Regardless of whether you think you've made it or not, you've made it to not do anything. And then thirdly is the fear of judgment. And the part of it is that we have to learn to let it go so that we can be able to achieve the things that we want. Because at the end of the day, believe it or not, nobody really cares. I could go here and I can say like people are going to talk shit about me because I talk too much, talk about the hand exam prep, but I just know that out of all the people who will watch this today and will watch it years later, that if I helped one person, then it's worth it. I don't kind of give a shit about what everyone else thinks. If it doesn't help them at that moment, then it doesn't help you. But part of it's like you've got to learn. It's a practice. Didn't come easy. Like I didn't just wake up and was like, oh, don't fear judgment. It is a practice that I have to do in order to show up, in order to do what I'm doing, in order to like run my clinic, in order to even stand in front of a patient and say, I know how to help you. If you value this, this, and this, then my clinic is a place where you can get the results that you're looking for, right? So I have to like step into that and be okay if someone says no to me. Like, we got to be okay with that. So those are the three reasons. And one of the reasons why I talk about that is because I don't want those three reasons to be your three reasons. I don't want any one of those reasons to be your reasons for not trying, right? So you've got to ask yourself some of these questions here. What is the cost in your time, right? Like if you want to do, what's the cost of your time? What's the cost of your books, practice exams, stuff like that? What is the cost of joining a program like mine, the hand exam prep program, that's literally going to give you that built out structured curriculum that's going to take you through 90% of all the topics? There's a certain cost to you investing in yourself and believing, right? Believing that you have the possibility of becoming who you want to become. And a lot of it is not just the letters. Let's face it, majority of the therapists that I talk to want to become an excellent therapist. They want to be, known in their community by their people, by their doctors, by their patients, to be a great therapist. And the letters are just the icing on the cake, right? It's the icing on the cake that markets you to like be able to do even more. So will you upload this live? Yeah, I upload all my lives, Andres. So yeah, you can find it on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Right. So think about that. What's the cost of your time, of your the materials, and of a program like mine that's going to give you that structured curriculum that outlines everything and holds you accountable, gives you that focus, gets you moving from topic to topic. I've talked about this all week. Stop staying on the same topic trying to be perfect. Move on to the next topic, right? Because we don't have time to waste. We need to cover a certain amount of time, and what you need is a foundational understanding of concepts so you can make decisions, right? It does not need to be perfect. Keep staying on hands and you'll never get through all the other topics that you need to get through, right? After you tally up the cost of what it takes to commit to become a certified hand therapist, to do different programs, especially a program like mine and the hand exam prep program, tally up the cost of what it costs you to be in like inaction, right? What's the cost of you not taking any action? What's the cost of a job lost? What is the cost of opportunity lost, right? So if you wanted that, you wanted that perfect job, you wanted more hours, you want to keep your job and like become that expert in the area, but you're not doing what you need to do to become a certified hand therapist, tally up the cost of inaction, the cost of the job loss, the cost of the opportunity that you would have had if you were already a certified hand therapist. And then tally up the cost of what it feels like when you can't ask for a raise because they want you to have this main certification, right? When you have this certification, you can market yourself in so many different ways in which you can earn more money. What's the cost of all the time wasted? And these all come at a cost, and you need to tally it up. I was talking to someone last time, and in his job, if he passed, he would get like several $1,000s in bonus, right? Not everyone gets this, but some people do. You can negotiate your bonuses, you can negotiate your raises, you can even negotiate for your employer, your company to even support you in a program like this, because then once you are a certified hand therapist, they're gonna, you're doing it for yourself, but your company gets to benefit from your letters. We all get to benefit, right? So you get to have it forever. Once you pass, that's it. It's yours to keep, as long as you keep working on it and as long as you keep taking classes, to keep up with it. Like, it's yours to keep. You never have to take the exam again, right? So just have to do it this one time, but for the longevity of your career, like, think about the cost of that. Add up that money. It's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars compared to the little amount of like the speck of time and money that you're investing right now over the period of your career, not just from the amount that you get today, but every year that you can potentially negotiate a higher salary. If you move to another state, potentially that being able to get the job that you want in the setting that you want. These are all costs that need to be accounted for when you are comparing, like, is it worth it? Of course, if you saw year after year after year the thousands of dollars that stack up, of course it's worth it to the few thousands of dollars and the amount of time that you need to spend right now over the longevity of your career. Even people who have 10 years left, oh my God, you have so much time still, in your career to, become a certified hand therapist if that's what you want. We have an ability to work much longer than you would imagine. And especially if you have a certification, the specialty, if you wanted to move out of like direct patient care all the time, like, you have that possibility. Like, I've been a therapist for 20 something years, and I started my company, my clinic, where I'm currently working today. I started this clinic 9 years ago, and for the most part, I don't spend all of my day treating. I spend a lot of my day, I should probably do some videos on like a day in my life running a clinic. But I spend, there's some cadences of time where I spend a lot of time treating, but then there's a cadence of time where I spend very little time treating and spending more time developing the company, developing the clinic, developing these programs to help more and more occupational therapists and physical therapists specialize in hand therapy. So imagine if you're a certified hand therapist, like, all the options and opportunities that you would have. So don't let someone else's story tell you that it's too hard for you to accomplish. You can totally do it. Don't let fear stop you, because if you don't try, you're failing already as it is, because you're not even giving yourself a chance. And third, don't let fear of judgment stop you. Do it anyway. We can all have fears, and that's okay. The key thing here is to do it regardless of whether you're afraid or not, right? So my name is Huang. I help occupational therapists and physical therapists prepare and become certified hand therapists. If you have any questions regarding how you can study and how You can move through 90% of the topics in a very focused, structured way, then I invite you to send me a message. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, you can send me a message, ask me questions about the hand exam prep program, and all in handtherapysecrets.com. You can grab the link so that you can find out more about the program and how it can help you. We're gearing up to start in May. And the sooner you get in, the sooner you'll get the support and help that you need to gear yourself up to taking the exam in November of 2022. All right. So I hope this helps you. And I hope that this encourages you to know that it's possible, right? It's totally possible. All right. I'm off. I did my work this morning and I'm off to play a little bit. So enjoy your weekend and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm going to end this